Hello, so we're back, and this time with another TEMU video review. We have more tools for what we are doing, electronic repairs. So what do we have this video is a M2 NVMe drive, 256 gig, which comes with a heatsink for only 99p. Now here we have dual USB. We have USB 3.1 and on the other side we have USB-C, very good for data recovery. Here we have a USB-C to HDMI. So you remember we are using the inbuilt laptop screen to see the picture. We are using the HDMI port, but also we can use the USB-C for video output. This is supporting 4K 30 Hz, yeah? So have in mind, we have a transistor tester, and this is very good and coming very well when it's about testing MOSFETs. You can't really test MOSFETs. You know, I usually, if I want to know something about MOSFET, I have to check the data sheet on Google, but now we have a tester. And we have a M2 enclosure, so we always, we run into problems trying to get the customer data. Well, taking out the M2 drive, plugging the M2 drive here, we can get the customer data out. Also, this is 3.1, so 10 gigabits per second, very fast. Now, the last item from the list, and this is not a tool, so I admitted I was a little bit selfish. But, maybe I'm not the only one, which at the end of the summer, the garden lights are dying. So this is a very, very good deal. So we have 12 garden lights, 12, for only £1 and 27p. Yeah, so one more time are 12, yeah. Usually you will buy something like that from like a pound shop for 99p each. But here we have 12 for £1 27. Those are really, really affordable items. Now, before we are starting, all users can download the TEMU app using the link from the description. Yeah, have a look on the description of this video and you'll find a link. And you can get £100 coupon bundle for free. New TEMU app users, use the link from the description. Yeah, create an account. Then use this code to get any of my TEMU items with discounted price. Check the link from the description, yeah? Good, now let's start with the review. Now, first item, let's have a look. Why this is important on repairs? Because many times you have, you only USB type A or you have only USB-C. So this is a dual USB-C and USB-A 3.1. Now, I think what it will come handy, it's actually a speed test. What do you think? Okay, let's plug it and test. Now, this one is 128 gigabytes. Now, let's try to run a speed test. So we have 44 megabytes per second read speed with nearly 40 megabytes per second write speed. Now, this is a very decent speed. Usually you will have more read speed compared with the write speed, but this one kind of equal and is very useful. Like when you try to move data or you try to do like a backup, customer backup or data recovery. Again, you can have it for only 99p. Now the next item, NVMe SSD M2 drive. This is Gen 3 PCI Express 4.0. Let's open it. I mean, why I consider this being a tool? You know my videos actually fixing stuff. I always have like an M2 drive where I can test the laptop. So the customer M2 drives, they have a password, they have their own data, so we are not using them for testing. But I have one, like you install like a Windows and then you take it out and you can plug it on any computer and actually test if it's working. That's why I consider this as being a tool. But of course you can, just buy it for 99p. It's an insane deal. NVMe M2 drive, 256 gigabytes, and also is coming with a heatsink. Now, in order to benchmark and test the M2 drive, we have also to review the enclosure. Now, the enclosure interface is USB 3.1. That means it will be very, very fast. And also we have some heatsink here. Now let's try to open this, and that's how it's getting open. We need one of these. Now we can plug the M2 drive here and actually test it. Perfect, check that. Huh? Now it's coming with two different cables, USB-C to USB-C and USB-C to USB-A. Now let's plug it on the computer and see what kind of speed we have here. Let's create a simple partition. And now we can run a speed test. And we have like 1 gig read speed and 879 write speed. And also has some nice LEDs here. Now, even if you are not looking, to swap the drive, it's still good, like external storage. So you can use USB-C to USB-C or USB-C to USB-A. So what do you think? The enclosure is 99p. The M2 drive 256 gig is 99p. I mean, there is no way you will find this kind of deal anywhere online. Cool? Yeah, just check the link on the description so you can get either the SSD M2 or the enclosure for discounted price. Now the next one on the list is the transistor tester. Let's see what we have here. So we have a charging cable, we have a LED, capacitor, few pins, and few probes. Now let's power up this one. And it's coming on. Okay, yeah, I figured it out because I couldn't see any manual, but you have here a barcode, so you can scan it and find the manual. I will try to figure it out by myself. So I would say let's plug the probes. Let me try with something big, like this MOSFET. That's crazy, it's working, I can't believe. So that's quite nice. I mean, check here. So the tester figured out the pins, and also is letting me know the internal resistance, RDS, resistance drain to source. This is so important, yeah? Let's say like laptops, you pick up like a random MOSFET and you want to replace it. That internal resistance between the drain and source is very important because the power, the heat is all related with that internal resistance. Now this one is 1.2 ohms. This is quite high. So I believe this is a high voltage MOSFET. But let me try another one. What about a laptop MOSFET? Oh. Now check here, yeah, this is, I don't know from where is this MOSFET, probably it's from some gaming laptop. It's telling me it's a N-channel MOSFET, and check the internal resistance, is 0.5 ohms. So clearly this MOSFET can carry more current compared with the other one. And also it's telling me the pins, yeah, so it's telling me the pin number 1, which is this green one, it's actually the gate. It's not beautiful? Let me find another one. Now, what about this one, huh? I mean, what I like is actually doesn't matter how you connect the probes. The machine, it will figure it out which pin it is. Pressing the power, testing, and check there. It's telling me the pin number 3, which is black one. The black one is the gate. Same channel and MOSFET, and also we can see the MOSFET has a diode inside. Now, what about the LED? Let's see what it's doing with the LED. So we have a LED. Check there, check there. You figure it out. Actually, it's a LED, and the voltage is more important. 1.9 volts. You can see diode. Obviously, a LED it is a diode. But what about if I'm swapping the probes? That's what I like. You know, it doesn't matter how you connect the wires. The machine it will figure it out anyway. Let's see. Testing. You see? You see? And we know this LED voltage is 1.9. So 1.9 probably is about 10, 15 milliamps. And you can use that like a reference to power up this LED. What about the capacitor? Huh? Capacitor. So this capacitor, check there, yeah? Obviously, it's taking long because it has to charge and discharge the capacitor to find out the capacity. Check there, 11 micro. You know what? Many people ask, sorry, how can I know if a capacitor from a laptop, if I will be to replace it, how do I know the value? And this one is very useful. Let's do it. Let's test a laptop capacitor. Now here we have two MOSFETs and one capacitor. Let's remove that capacitor. And the capacitor is removed. Now let's test it. Now let me place the capacitor here. Good. Perfect. And now, pressing the power button, 5 micro. Yeah, 5 micro. 5.6 micro actually. It's not cool. Now, how do you know the voltage? And this is something you have to look when you take out the capacitor. So this is from the main power rail. Probably the voltage on this one will be like 40 volts. But if you take a capacitor from, let's say from the output of the CPU power supply, then that capacitor probably is no more than 5, 10 volts. And the good part, for 99p, I mean, this is insane. Definitely, this one, it's worthing every penny. You know what? Not sure for what the infrared is to test the remotes. Do you think it's a remote tester? I have to read the manual. I have to scan that code and read the manual, but this is a very interesting tool. Yeah, definitely we're gonna use this on the future. Now, one more time, check the link from the description, and you can buy discounted for 99p. The next item is USB-C to HDMI. And this is a very important cable because many times you have a broken screen on the laptop. Then you have a HDMI, I don't know, faulty or it's not working. And then you have another option, actually plugging the cable on a USB-C. So I will say, let's test this cable. And the cable, it's out. Proper solid. Yeah. Let me bring a laptop and let's test it. Now I will connect this laptop from the USB-C. We have USB-C here. And I will connect on the capture card from the microscope, yeah? Let's see, let's switch to microscope. What do you think about that? USB-C. Now let me restart and see exactly from which point it will start displaying. Or actually, let me log out. Okay, so have in mind, it will not work from the startup sequence because it doesn't have the driver loaded. But if you have like a login screen, should work. I mean, let's assume you have a laptop and you power up the laptop, but there is a customer password, should work. Yeah, so you should have picture output. So what do you think about that? Huh? For what? For 99p? It's unbelievable. Now, the last item on the list are 12 garden lights. Now, not only they are quite big, but let's try to see how they are making light. Huh? I mean, check here. Yeah, you have 6 LEDs. You can see them. Now, why this thing it will need 6 LEDs? Is because you will have like a flame simulating like a flame light, like fire flame. You can't see because it's too much light here, but check here. That's what is happening inside. Let me put this here. So when his light is charging, then when it's going dark, It's quite powerful, just having in mind everywhere here are lights. So what do you think? I really wanted something like that. I mean, I could not stay away from this offer. I mean, 12 for like £1 and 27. Unbelievable. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed the review. I really try to bring good items for review. And I will say thank you, Temu, for this. One more time, have a look at the link on the description. Yeah, you use that link if you are a new Temu users, and you can buy like any of these items for a discounted price. So I'm gonna stop here. I will say thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you like the video, or you can leave a comment. And see you on the next one. Bye.